And the way they do it is their samplers get sent the shipments, have absolutely no idea what is in the bottles. When they taste them or when they finish it, they don't find out until the end of the year.
Hi, we're Bourbon Theory, and we're back. I'm Bill.
I'm Josh.
Thought I'd do something different.
And today we're back with a bottle that we have had for a month-ish. And had really wanted to try right when we bought it. And then we did a lot of things and drank a lot of bourbons, and it kind of fell by the wayside.
Went a lot of places. And
yes, we did go a lot of places. So this is 15 stars.
Yes, and it has a quarter as the top.
It does, yeah. It's that flattened quarter up there. So this is a rye whiskey. This is a blend of rye whiskeys. This is 6, 7, and 8-year-old rye whiskeys from Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee. I have heard great things about 15 stars. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if it's this rye in particular, but they had a sherry finished bourbon and a rye whiskey that there's at least 2 bourbon societies that blind rate bourbon. And the way they do it is their samplers get sent the shipments, have absolutely no idea what is in the bottles. When they taste them or when they finish it, they don't find out until the end of the year what they rated the highest.
Which is a true blind review.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Mm-hmm. So this might have been one of those. I'm not entirely sure on which it was. I don't know how many ryes they have, but this is the only rye that we have seen from them. So I'll just assume that this is the one. I don't want to hold myself to that assumption, though, so we could be wrong. So if you guys out there watching know what is what, let us know.
Yeah.
But looking forward to getting into this one.
It's a, I just nosed it for just a second. This is not an expensive bottle. Now, some of their bottlings are quite a bit more expensive. This one's $83, all in, tax included. So Josh hit poured a little heavy.
A little bit. We had to watch the last video we did out.
It's early days, or early in the day.
This has got a nice nose.
It's got some sweet citrus to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, Josh and I were talking this morning
lemonade
about that. There seems to be there's just not as much love for rye out there as there is for bourbon, and I don't know if it's people are a bit afraid of it, and that's kind of what we see in general when we're doing a tasting or we're doing something like that. A rye will be mentioned, and people will go, "Oh no, that's too strong." And I think it's mental, is what it is, because they're not any stronger.
No.
The flavors are actually
sometimes even more pronounced.
Yes, and not strong flavors. It's actually sweeter.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people think rye and they think 95.5 and they think bottom shelf, like your basic, like Jim Beam rye and stuff like that. That's not necessarily meant to be a super hoity-toity drinking experience. When if you spent like, I don't know, $40 more, you could get a bottle of rye whiskey that is sweet and it's got pleasant,
some age on it.
It has a little age and doesn't have that killing spice, because a lot of times people drink rye whiskeys and it's like 2 years old. So yeah, the rye grain has not had time to meld as well as it would have if it's a 7-year-old. Like Knob Creek 7-year rye. Yeah,
I mean, these aged ryes they're really phenomenal. They're so fruity, so fruit forward on the nose. This one is, to your point, there's such a citrus note to it.
It's kind of like lemonade.
You mentioned lemonade. Yeah, it's sweet.
You can still get the rye grain scent in there, but it's super
and this subdued. It's got some really good legs on it. So I'm expecting a pretty viscous mouthfeel as we get into it.
It genuinely kind of smells like lemonade. That's pretty cool. Most ryes we get have more of a lime to it. This is a little. There's a little hint of like some fresh squeezed lime juice in it. Definitely more of like a lemon, like a super sweet lemonade.
The oak is not prevalent here. The spices are, the sweetness is there. Like a graham cracker that comes in there with it. It's just a touch. This is first sip. It's just a touch astringent, just a touch. For me, it's my first sip.
Not for me.
And I'm coming off that noble oak. So
this is incredibly smooth. Really viscous, good mouthfeel.
It's 105 proof.
Yeah, so not like insane.
I'd say it drinks at that.
For me, it drinks a little less.
It probably may be a little
like
bit
98-ish, like not quite hitting 100. That is really nice. The lemonade note follows to the palate. Now, let me preface this by saying it does not taste like literal lemonade. Mm-hmm. It's alcohol. Keep that in mind. Don't go out here and buy this bottle and expect it to taste like lemonade. It has lemonade-like notes that accompany the rye whiskey itself. So it's quite pleasant. It's lasting a very long time.
It does. And that, for me, I think that astringent that I noticed was just because of where my palate was at the moment I took that first sip. And I probably shouldn't have said it until I hit the second sip because I don't get it on the second sip.
Yeah, this is good.
No, it is.
Ooh, after that drop, that lemonade smell really, really comes through. It almost kills the rye grain scent.
It muted it a bit. I don't know that it killed it, but
I mean, this is just like
it's a stout rye grain that they put in here. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but
for all of you people who are lucky enough to have Chick-fil-A's in your areas, this smells a little bit like Chick-fil-A lemonade is great. It's like perfectly sour and sweet at the same time. That's the kind of scent that I'm picking up on it. You're getting like the sour notes, but it's like, oh, there's some sugar on this thing.
Yeah, there's a honey undertone here.
I'm not picking up that so much. I'm picking up a little bit of the ethanol. I'm picking up a little bit of the rye, and then I'm getting like a Chick-fil-A lemonade. I'm not picking up too much outside of that. It does have a nice bit of spice on it.
It does, but
it really tapers off.
It's all front and mid palate for me.
Really?
I'm not getting much at all on the back.
Huh.
Now I'm getting some some of the esophagus, but I'm not getting. Now it's coming through a little bit there at the back.
Yeah, it kind of like sits in the mid and kind of like rolls front and then rolls at the back.
It's like a delayed reaction.
Yeah,
which is good.
This is nice.
You want something that's going to interest you, so
yeah,
it's and this is definitely one that you can sit with and really think about for a while. So
this is enjoyable. This is very good, actually. This is a B+ in my book.
I agree. I agree. It's not as good as some of the older ryes that we've been tasting.
And and there's a Tennessee rye whiskey in here, and that could be Dickel Juice, which you're not the biggest fan of. No. I can tolerate it.
And I mean, it's definitely not like the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, rye. It's not in your face. That oak is coming through more on this sip. And I mean, it's
like not The oakiness lends itself well, and that's kind of what ends up sitting on the back of your palate.
Yeah, the oak is what I finish, what it finishes with
Yeah.
for me. The kind of sweetness and the spice kind of goes away, and then it blends
And it
into
leaves
the
you
oak.
with the oak, yeah. But that the first like 25 to 30 seconds after you swallow is like a lemonade sweetness
Mm-hmm.
with just a little bit of sour.
Yeah, a little tart.
Yeah. This is good stuff. This is good stuff, guys.
It is good for $83 a bottle.
Yeah.
All in. Yeah, it's good. Makes me want to explore some of their others.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
If only their bourbon stuff wasn't so expensive.
yeah, maybe not the finished.
Yeah, like $120 is like the lowest price I've seen for
like
a bourbon.
120, 150.
Yeah.
So
A little expensive on that end, but this is pretty good. That's pretty good.
I concur. B plus.
B plus. So guys, if you have not subscribed yet, please do. We'd greatly appreciate it.
It doesn't cost you anything.
Totally free.
It'll never cost you anything in the future.
That is true.
We don't charge you for it.
We
Neither
do not.
does YouTube.
Nope. Liking the video is free too.
Yeah. Cost you nothing. Helps us out.
Mm-hmm.
Commenting helps out too.
That does cost you a little bit of your time. But hey, if you want to tell us what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Are there other ryes or other bourbons in this 15-star line that we should be looking for?
And tell us, if you haven't tried ryes yet, why not? What has held you back from it? Is it the concept of rye, or is it just something that you've heard about them that makes you say, oh no, I don't want to do that? Because we're trying to change the world one rye at a time. Because I don't want you to miss out on something.
Yeah. Some of these older aged ryes are genuinely better than a lot of bourbon.
I mean, we took a Templeton 10-year to a neighborhood get together that we have every Wednesday night here with a group of anywhere from 6 to 12 on any given Wednesday night, 8 to 12 on any given Wednesday night, and did a tasting with that. And it was very well received. Now, I do think when we said it was a rye, that some of them may have cringed a bit, backed off a bit. And that's a 94 or 104 proof.
104.
104 proof. But it doesn't drink at that level. I don't think it does.
And this is 105, and it does not drink like a 105.
And we also have to understand that we drink a lot of high proof bourbon. So to us, 104 is
nothing.
104 is a warm up pour.
I don't start feeling proof really unless it's like a really spicy something in the teens or like 125.
Yeah. So until the first time you had an old Elijah Craig 136 proof.
Yeah, that was pretty high.
You got a little on the red side.
A little bit.
But I think that was your first high proof.
Oh, that was absolutely my first. Like, holy crap, that's that's a
you
lot.
You can go back and look at that video.
Yeah, it's like our 4th or 5th video we've ever uploaded. So,
but it was also very good. So, but where I'm headed here is, don't shy away from something just because of what you've heard. Give it a try. Give it a try in a bar. Take a look at their whiskey menu and see if they got any ryes on there, and look for something that maybe has got a bit of age on it. Anywhere from that, if you can get an 8 to 10 year, 6 to 10 year, give it a try, and just go into it easy and see what you can get off of it. We think they're excellent.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Again, we're trying to change the world one rye at a time.
Spread the gospel.
Yes. It is Sunday as we're filming.
So guys, thanks again for being here with us.
And as always, our videos get better with time, just like bourbon and rye.
And as always, take care of yourselves.